Clark just did something that no athlete has done since Michael Jordan.
Incredible. Congratulations to her and her family.
Yeah.
Like the crazy thing is I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, but she's phenomenal.
It's like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, probably eventually Caitlin Clark, where it's like individual people make an entire like country tune into their sport.
1,000%.
Like hockey was never bigger than when Wayne Gretzky was playing it, and it was ridiculous how much it grew the sport.
Tiger Woods.
What happens when a 22-year-old from Iowa pulls the exact same marketing trick that turned Michael Jordan into a billionaire? Simple. Every highlight reel, sneaker blog, and late-night talk show loses its collective mind. Caitlin Clark didn't just sign another endorsement. She converted a standard Wilson basketball into a 40-minute global sellout, something no athlete, male or female, has managed since MJ himself in 1984. Overnight, veterans reached for the smelling salts, brands ripped up budgets, and the WNBA found itself staring at the kind of cultural detonation the men's league waited decades to feel. Stick around, because by the end of the story you'll hear Michael Jordan's own words about Clark and the freakish stat sheet that now links them forever. Picture this. Wilson Sporting Goods refreshes his website at 9 a.m. Eastern, flashes 3 white and gold Inspire Series basketballs embossed with laser-etched sketches of Clark's logo range threes, her record-breaking scoreboard, and an arena sound wave shaped like 18,000 screaming fans. 40 minutes later, the Add to Cart button is a gray tombstone. Everything's gone. That rush didn't happen for LeBron's first high school shoe or for Giannis' NBA Finals MVP tee. It happened for a rookie who hasn't even lit her first professional playoff yet. Wilson didn't bury the lead, either. Executives admitted the drop smashed every internal projection. They aimed for a feel-good debut, and instead triggered a Shopify meltdown in 7 countries. Media outlets called it the most lucrative women's basketball merch release in history. In one morning, Clark proved she isn't just marketable, she's a supply chain disruptor. But the real power move? Wilson framed it as a full line, not a limited edition stunt. They want year-round stock, youth sizes, gold foil replicas, the works. Translation: the company that literally makes the NBA's game ball just anointed Clark as the new face of every women's product they'll launch for the next decade. And because she's the first woman since Jordan to receive that treatment, the comparison is baked into every headline. Exactly the free hype that turns stars into legends. Hy-Vee, the $13 billion supermarket titan, runs weekly BOGO cereal ads, not streetwear drops. Yet when they slap Clark's Dreamer and tribute Wilson balls next to the checkout line, those aisles morph into mini Supreme Pop UPS. Customers lined up before sunrise. Carts became seats, and managers had to cap purchases at 2 per person. Why does that matter? Because it demolishes a lie that women's sports merch can't move outside specialty shops. Clark proved she can turn a grocery chain into a hype-beast destination, expanding her influence to families who may have never streamed a Fever game. That crossover potential is exactly why brands from Apple Fitness to Panera have slid NDA documents across her agent's desk. But Hy-Vee wasn't just cashing in. They donated a portion of proceeds to girls' basketball programs across Iowa. In other words, Clark's collabs already carry the philanthropic weight Jordan's brand took a decade to master. She's compressing timelines, forcing every marketer in America to evolve now, or risk looking prehistoric by the All-Star break. 8 years, $28 million. On paper, it shatters every previous women's shoe deal. But here's the juicy irony. Analysts argue Nike played it too safe. Jordan's first contract included a revenue share that eventually printed billions. Clark's pays roughly $3.5 million per year. Nice money. But pocket change compared to the equity Jordan's heir lineage now commands. Even Nike shareholders grumbled, citing a $31 billion market cap. Slide? Many blame on conservative moves just like this. Yet the optics remain nuclear for the WNBA. A rookie with a base salary of $76,000 just secured a deal 460 times larger than her paycheck. Endorsement math has officially entered the stratosphere, and it redraws every future bargaining session between players and the league. If you're a second-tier star holding out hope for 6-figure offers, 2025 is your year of reckoning. Thank Caitlin for the leverage. Nike knows it can't fumble a second time. Insiders whisper that prototypes for a signature Clark shoe, rumored to feature interchangeable color panel kits, are already in consumer testing, with a holiday 2025 launch circled on PowerPoint decks from Beaverton to Beijing. Expect scarcity drops, QR code scavenger hunts, and yes, midnight mall stampedes. Before Clark arrived, the WNBA averaged 457K viewers per game in 2023. Nice uptick, but not sponsor-shattering. Fast forward to her rookie summer. Fever telecast drew 1.18 million on average, triple the league norm and higher than many nationally televised NBA games involving large market teams. ABC's June 23rd Fever Sky Clash even popped 2.3 million, Disney's most watched WNBA broadcast ever. Attendance? Up a ridiculous 320% at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, forcing the franchise to break ground on a $78 million practice palace. Sponsors smelled the cash and signed a $2 billion rights package set to kick in for the 2026 season. An eye-popping jump that would never have left the group chat without Clark's viewership spike. Context check. Victor Wembanyama, the NBA's unicorn from France, averaged 1.01 million viewers during his much-hyped rookie season. Clark beat him by 170K eyeballs per broadcast from a league many casual fans hadn't checked since the 90s. That's not hype, it's raw data. The ripple effects expand beyond ESPN. Amazon, ION, and even Netflix reportedly want weekly W games. Meanwhile, city councils chasing tourism dollars start bidding to host neutral site fever showcases, a la Field of Dreams. Clark has transformed regular season Tuesdays into must-see TV, and advertisers, from Gatorade to Disney Plus, are outbidding each other for 30-second slices. And to the veterans. Cheryl Swoops balked on a podcast, hinting nobody want to play in Indiana. Diana Taurasi warned that reality is coming, sparking meme wars from Des Moines to Doha. Wing D. Jane Carrington lobbed subtweets suggesting Clark's hype outweighed her handles. And every time Clark caught a shoulder check near midcourt, Reddit detectives posted slow-mo clips titled Jealous Much. Two-time NBA champ Michael Thompson diagnosed the drama with a four-letter acronym: JP, jealousy, envy, ego, pettiness. Charles Barkley, never shy, called the hate petty nonsense and begged veterans not to fumble the best publicity wave they'd ever seen. Why the salt? Simple math. Most W vets fought a decade for shoe contracts that barely cover a two-bedroom lease. Then a rookie floated in on charter flights, eclipsed their social media followings in 5 days, and secured a bigger Nike bag than the entire 2021 All-Star roster combined. That kind of leapfrogging stings, especially when a leapfrogger is a 6 feet 0 inches white guard blasting logo threes like Steph. Yet Clark's numbers drown out the mutters. She led the league in assists, hit 38% from 30-plus foot range, and became the first rookie to start an All-Star game since 2008. Her play is not hype insurance. It's a receipts folder. Michael Jordan, a man who made more off sneakers than 29 NBA franchises, broke his notorious silence during a private Nike Summit leak to reporters. Asked about Clark sellouts, MJ grinned. When you see kids dribbling her ball the way they copied mine, the league owes her big time. The quote hit Twitter like a meteor. Overnight, WNBA owes Clark trended in 8 countries, and Joy DeWar veterans crawl from the woodwork to debate whether we were watching the female Jordan or something completely new. Jordan's praise does more than stroke Clark's ego. It shifts brand negotiations from she's a nice ambassador to she's a must-have pillar. Remember, MJ rarely co-signed players still writing Chapter 1. His blessing is a velvet rope pass into the exclusive club where Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, and Lewis Hamilton sip liquids that cost more than rent. Then there's the hardwood symmetry. Clark and Jordan are now the only rookies in NBA or WNBA history to average at least 18 points, 8.5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals in playoff series. Stat heads double-checked. The ledger is blank everywhere else. Clark's tidal wave forced WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert to accelerate long-promised charter flights. By week 3 of the 2024 season, every team enjoyed private jets, something vets had begged for over 22 years. Now it's baseline expectation, not wish list bullet. Next frontier, salaries. Average W pay sits under $150,000. Clark's endorsements alone will cross $11 million this calendar year. That Grand Canyon gap pressures owners to raise a cap or risk each new superstar moonwalking to overseas leagues when brand deals dry. Insiders whisper that the next CBA, negotiations start 2027, could feature a max salary in the low millions, still modest, but triple today's ceiling. Media partners flush with new ratings are already pitching spin-off programming, docu-series, behind-the-scenes mini-shows, even scripted dramas. The WNBA, once grateful for a spot on ESPN2 at 4 p.m., now flexes bargaining muscle those 1990s pioneers could only imagine. And the biggest wild card? How vets respond. Some, like Phoenix's Brittany Griner, have fully embraced the spotlight. praising Clark for making every night history. Others keep the elbows high. One thing certain. The next generation, Paige Bucher's Juju Watkins, sees Clark's blueprint and is sent tracking those sponsorship dollars. Jordan turned dunks into stock options. Tiger turned Sundays into gold jackets. Serena turned baseline grunts into business empires. Caitlin Clark is on that trajectory now, not after a decade of resumed burnishing. Her ceiling isn't best women's hooper. It's worldwide marketing juggernaut who just happens to shred 3-point nets for fun. For the WNBA, resisting the wave equals self-sabotage. Ride it, and you unlock paydays, global academies, and sold-out arenas from Seattle to Sydney. Ignore it, and the league returns to grainy midday replays, while Europe poaches talent with bigger checks. So to every exec teammate and keyboard warrior, ask not why her. Ask, what can we build on top of this rocket? Because of a rookie's 40-minute merch sellout, 2 million viewer Tuesdays, and Jordan's public cosign, don't convince you that women's basketball has finally cracked a mainstream code. Nothing will. Michael Jordan once said the ceiling is the roof. Caitlin Clark just blew a skylight through that roof and invited the whole sport to step into sun. The numbers are unignorable. The culture shift is real, and the only people sweating are the ones clinging to the past. Think this is hype? Cool. Set a timer, because by this time next season we'll be counting new records, new broadcast deals, and maybe even a multi-million-dollar WMAX contract sparked by a player still too young to rent a car in some states. Agree? Disagree? Drop your take below. Smash that subscribe button, and keep those notifications on. We got courtside seats to history, and the next chapter is only one logo range dagger away.